Recorded by Oregon Public Broadcasting was that they staged a fake riot. They marched peaceful protesters 3 blocks and then had a line across the road. They had professional videographers behind them, and then they threw down pepper balls, flashbangs, which sound like gunfire going off, and tear gas. And of course, when you put tear gas, everybody moves and it looks like you have some kind of a riot going on. Totally fake. This is the first time I know of, at least in my lifetime, that the federal government has faked a riot in order to try to justify, if you will, the Insurrection Act. In Portland a few nights ago, and it's recorded by Oregon Public Broadcasting, was that they staged a fake riot. They marched peaceful protesters 3 blocks and then had a line across.
A serious question: when we get out of this Trump regime, will future Democratic presidential administrations prosecute people like Kristi Noem, Stephen Miller, Tom Homan, Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi for crimes? Not just any crimes, serious crimes, war crimes, murder, kidnapping, mass murder. And I'm not trying to say this in a speculative way. I mean, you have people who are posturing, in my opinion, to become future candidates for the presidency from the Democratic Party. They're out there and they're saying that. They're saying there will be a time when the pendulum swings back. And what is taking place right now, whether it is the war crimes off the coasts of Venezuela, Colombia, Trinidad and Tobago, we learn. I mean, there were just some survivors of one of these strikes. When we learn what the hell is going on there and if innocent people are being killed, who ordered the innocent people being killed? We know, for example, and this never happens, that the 4-star Navy Admiral Alvin Halsey, who is the head of U.S. Southern Command, his first year of his tenure as the head of U.S. Southern Command, retired after 37 years in service. You never retire and resign when you're just 1 year through that 3-year tenure. And all of the reporting says behind the scenes that he was livid, would be putting it lightly, at what Hegseth was doing in that region, because Admiral Halsey was the commander of Latin America where those war crimes were taking place. You also have Democratic Congress member who heads the Intelligence Committee for the Democrats. He's the ranking member now. If Democrats take control of Congress, he would be the future chair of the House Intelligence Committee. He says these are war crimes being committed by who? Obviously at the top, it's Donald Trump, but Trump's going to make the arguments for absolute immunity. I think you'll have that being litigated, but just take a look right here. This is Democratic Congress member Jim Himes. He does a serious question: when we get out of this Trump regime, will future Democratic presidential administrations prosecute people like Kristi Noem, Stephen Miller, Tom Homan, Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi for crimes? Not just any crimes, serious crimes, war crimes, murder, kidnapping, mass murder. And I'm not trying to say this in a speculative way. I mean, you have people who are posturing, in my opinion, to become future.
My name is David Clayton. I'm running for the United States House of Representatives.
Way to do it to eliminate.
This motherfucker just warned us about the tragedy that's about to take place in the U.S. Listen up. When these motherfuckers decide to team up and attack the U.S., we all know it's going to get taken first. And it's not the major cities or the military bases. It's going to be the power grid. I'm talking no power, no electricity, no nothing.
Well, in the news today, it was announced that Rudy Giuliani is broke, stone cold busted. He's under multiple criminal investigations. He's being sued by Dominion for $1.3 billion. Now, he tried to get it dismissed. Yeah, it didn't work. Now, here's a guy that was a media darling, a former federal prosecutor, mayor of New York. Everybody loved Rudy Giuliani. But now at 74 years old, he has nothing and no future to look forward to. Now, the thing that people are most upset about is that Donald Trump hasn't lifted a finger to help him. Oh, big surprise. But let's be honest, Donald Trump isn't far behind. He lost his job. His organization and CFO are under indictment. He's under multiple criminal investigations. He's being sued all over the place, and evidence is popping up in the public. For those of you that say nothing will ever happen to these people, well, it's already happening. Well, in the news today, it was announced.
Well, welcome.
jello, make the boys say hello, cause they know I'm rocking the beat.
The United States under Donald Trump has been placed under a global human rights watch list. This is due to the health of our current civil society. Civicus, an international nonprofit, says that Trump's attacks on our civic freedoms has put us at the same level as El Salvador and Kenya. They assign countries a rating over their civic space conditions. The ratings include open.
I feel like we are grossly underreacting.
And discussed so openly, a source contacted the Star Tribune and allowed a reporter to review images of the texts. Over the course of the several conversations, totaling dozens of messages, Salisbury chatted candidly and at times profanely about a wide range of matters. Quote, between you and I think Pete just wants the top cover from the boss if anything goes sideways with the troops there. According to Weaver, Hegseth wanted Trump to expressly tell him to send troops into the American city. He acknowledged the potential ramifications. Quote, 82nd is like our top tier for abroad, so it will cause a lot of headlines. Probably why he wants POTUS to tell him to do it. Hegseth deployed 200 National Guard troops. The source shared the images on the condition of anonymity, but it seemed to be real. The individual confirmed Salisbury was the one sending the messages after reviewing photographs and a video of him. It gets even crazier because after they casually float the idea of deploying an actual Army division, the 82nd Airborne Division, into Portland to confront protesters, we then learn that VP J.D. Vance wanted to target multiple people who create content online for things they said about Charlie Kirk. So this says several exchanges include information that has since played out publicly, including a planned mass arrest of suspected Tren de Arago gang members in Chicago. Salisbury wrote that Vice President J.D. Vance wanted to pursue criminal cases against two Florida influencers who were, quote, preaching violence on social media. The messages did not specify the identities of the pair and said prosecutors had declined one of the cases. And people are speculating that it is live streamer Destiny who quote tweeted it and said, absolute pussy bitch, because in the wake of the Charlie Kirk shooting, he was saying edgy things online. But this is another extension of the Trump admin making sure that every...
Still worried about lack of brand exposure.
All right, so SNAP is going away in November. There's no more money. I was at No Kings yesterday and I was talking with a federal worker who runs a welfare office. And he was telling me that him and his staff have been training for de-escalation because there are going to be some very angry people going to that office asking why their kids are going hungry. You know, they're going to be very angry. And this is going to be people's breaking point. Like that's just all there is to it. And especially